Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And welcome back to my channel. In today's Pick a Card reading, the topic is, how can you get out of this situation? I was feeling really guided to do this one for you guys today because just from a lot of the clients I've been talking to recently and a lot of my friends and just like stuff in my own life, I've been realizing there are so many of us right now who feel like there's like a big blockage, or perhaps you feel as if you're at a crossroads in your life and there's a big decision to make, or you're feeling stuck in a certain situation. And I just want to make this reading something that will lift you up and help you to explore that. So here is the spread, okay? You can take a screenshot of this spread if you want, and you can follow along with me and pull your own cards as well for this reading. First, we're going to look into the circumstances, like what is the situation? Then we're going to pull some cards and see why you could possibly be stuck. Then the third point is how to master the situation, because I find that oftentimes we can't move on from a situation, we can't move to the next level until we've learned to master where we are at. And so that's what we're going to be focusing on. And then to lift your spirits, as the last question, we're looking into what blessings are on the other side of this situation for you. Before we choose the cards, I just want to shout out real quick that I am offer personal readings, and they are all on sale for one more week. So if you would like life coaching, or you would like a video recorded reading where you send me your questions and then I send you back your reading, or if you would like to Skype or Zoom chat with me, I have availability for the next couple of weeks. So you can find out more about that in the description in the comments below. So if you'd like to receive this reading, all you have to do is simply choose a card. Number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4. Once you've chosen, head down below to the comments or the description where the timestamps are posted, and you can just click on your timestamp and instantly be fast forwarded to your part in the reading. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this reading with a friend if you think it will help them, and let me know what you got. If you pulled cards for yourself along with me, let me know what's going on in your life. Like, this is a safe space for us to just talk about life and discuss what's going on, compare notes with each other, lift each other up, and support each other. So I hope that you guys enjoy your reading, and I will see you soon. For those of you guys who choose number 1, let's go ahead and see like what is going on in this situation, like what is at the core of it, and then we'll pull cards for the rest of the spread. So the card you chose is the Seagull. So this card is all about resources. It has a lot to do with chaos. I mean, you see all these birds just like flying around, and this person who appears almost as if they're like sinking into these deep waters. There's a lot of emotion involved in this situation. It definitely feels very intense. So what I'm kind of thinking about is this could have to do with like how you are drawing abundance into your life. This could have to do with your money situation, your financial situation, or perhaps your work or your job. This could be due to what's been going on the last year or so, if you know what I mean. There's been a lot that's happened that has caused a lot of people to lose their jobs or to have to make adjustments in this area, and maybe you're one of those people that was really affected by it. Perhaps what happened this last year has actually kind of highlighted this area of your life even more. Perhaps it was a problem or an issue or something you were struggling with before, and this just kind of exacerbated it. And so this is a message about survival. Like, you might feel as if you're just living to survive. I went through a period of that in my life as well, where I felt like all I was doing was just waking up, going to work, and then coming home, eating, and sleeping. Like, my whole life started to revolve around it, and then whenever I would get my check, it was like barely enough to cover my expenses. I was getting just so frustrated with the situation. I felt really lost. I felt like I didn't have any time to even explore or discover my talents and gifts. I felt really lost. And I remember having this thinking, like, I can't do anything because I didn't go to school for it, and I'm going to have to go back to school if I want to do something. And like, I was looking at my financial situation and my work situation in the context of like the system. And I never felt like I really fit into this system. So I wonder if you're someone who has struggled with school, or maybe you have learning disabilities, or there have been like, you've tried to go to school, or you tried to go down a certain path in your career or build certain skills just based off your survival. You haven't been making choices based off of like what your passion is and what your truth is. Now I understand, we can't sit here and magically think that, oh, let's just quit my job and follow my heart and do my passion. Like, you need to keep your lights on, you need to keep food on the table, you might have mouths to feed, and sometimes you have to use and go into the system in order to build towards your future. I always tell people, don't quit your day job. Work nights and weekends towards your goals. That's exactly what I did. I worked nights and weekends, and I eventually was able to create some businesses for myself. And I'm using myself as an example here, not because I've got it down and everything's perfect for me, but I know what that path is like. I know what it's like when you feel confused because you're someone who's really artistic, or you have these gifts, but the system doesn't really support what you want to do. We're living in the information era. There are so many different paths to get where you want to go. You have the ability now to reach potentially millions of people through social media, to build community, to build connection, to market yourself. You can learn anything you want. I taught myself how to be a makeup artist off of watching YouTube videos, and I actually was able to build that skill and hire myself out as a makeup artist back when I lived in Los Angeles. I don't think that's something that information, I would have had access to that years ago. And so there are so many possibilities now. This is a message that there are always paths that other people have never walked before. You might be someone who's being called right now to walk your own unique path. You are the person who needs to seek out a path and make it your own. Stop looking for permission. Stop looking to the system. Stop looking for approval. That's what we do. We're looking around at all these other people in our lives who seem to be finding their path using the system. That's great for them. Some of us are being called to go into the system or to go and change it from the inside out. I always say, don't work for the man. Make the man work for you, if you know what I mean. And so you just might be somebody who's called to do something a little bit unique in your life. So this is a card for those of you guys who might feel like late bloomers, like you still haven't found your way to tap into your resources and tap into your abundance. This is a card that's telling you it's time to expand your horizons. This is also a message of feeling like there's a lot of competition out there. You could be stuck because you're looking at the competition. You're looking at all of these people who have what you want already. Let's say that you're a photographer. You're somebody who's starting off and you're taking like pictures and you really want to do something with that, but every time that you go on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, you're seeing these amazing photos and these people who have this amazing lifestyle doing this work, and there's so many of them, and you're like, how am I going to get there? Like, you kind of see yourself as separate. You see, well, only they can have it, I can't. But that's not true. The fact that these other people are out there doing that means that there is a way for you. In nature, there's room for everything to grow. There's room for everything to grow in nature. You might be in a forest and there's one tree that's like really tall, and next to it is like a smaller tree that's still growing, but there's room for everyone. You might be like that small tree or that little bush that hasn't, borne the fruit yet. Know where you're at. Humble yourself to know that maybe you're starting at the beginning. Don't expect that you have what that other person who's been on the path for years has. And also, you're on your own unique timeline. So yeah, if this resonates with you, continue on. If not, pick another card. I just feel like this has a lot to do with like your money situation, finances, abundance. It's like something's got to give. You it's like your lifestyle. This is all about having a scavenger lifestyle. It's a positive card. It's like a blessing. It's saying like you're someone who knows how to get thrifty with it. You're someone who's very resourceful, and you're being called to use that right now and really start thinking about how can you draw more into your life. You're worthy. So we're going to move on to the second question as part of this spread and ask, why are you stuck? Okay, we're going to roast you a little bit here. These are cards that were made from my friend, Nives. She does animal communication. So if you want messages from a pet who has passed on to the other side, or even one who you're separated from, or even one that's still alive, she's amazing with that. I'm going to put her link down below. She lives in Croatia. She made me this deck. She's a member of the Rainbow Fam. She's been following this channel for a while. It was really cool to meet her in person, and she made me this Dig Deep Oracle, and basically what it is a deck that just like shows you where your blind spots are, and it's so perfect. So where are you stuck? Okay, or why are you stuck? Oh, we got a blank card. Okay, so I feel like this blank card came out. It kind of means different things. It's kind of like the wild card in this deck. I think that this is a message about how these are some very deep, deep, deep root causes of the situation you're in your life right now. And this reminds me, this is all root chakra. Your root chakra has to do with your feelings of like, I belong here, I feel connected with this earth and like with my purpose. Your root chakra is all about your survival, and it has a lot to do with money and abundance. I remember like on my first tarot reading I ever got, I asked the tarot reader, like, what can I do to get more money? Like, that's where I was at in my life. I was at a place like this, and all she said was work on your root chakra. So I went home and I started researching the heck out of the root chakra, and I found out that your root chakra is what contains like your traumas from this life. And so it's funny to me that you're getting whom do you need to forgive? You know, your past, your traumas, like when we're hanging on to that energy, or we don't allow ourselves to process it in healthy ways, like it can become a blockage. A lot of times when I'm talking to clients about like them wanting to move forward and like, you know, get a good job or bring more abundance into their life, or like, you know, use their talents and gifts, a lot, the main like reason or excuse that I get is because like this happened, because this person did this, because I'm living with these people, because of my parents, because of this person who screwed me over, because of my professor, because of my coworker, because of my boss. And I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Abuse is a very real thing, and it can hold you back for a while. And I believe that in order to become a survivor, you must first allow yourself to be a victim and understand that. But sometimes we do allow these things to hold us back, and that's what blocks the root chakra. So this question here, the where you're stuck, who do you need to forgive? Now, I don't really like the word forgiveness, because I think it's messed up to tell people you need to forgive that person who abused you, or you need to just like forgive. Like that kind of, to me, makes it feel like you're just being told to like get over it. And I think that there's such a stigma around mental health and abuse. Like, I feel like so many people, when they come out to tell their story, are being told this. And so instead of forgiveness, I mean, it's a good word, but I just want you guys to know what does forgive really mean? It means don't blame yourself. Don't judge yourself. You know, because a lot of times you hear in the spiritual community, you need to forgive yourself. I mean, a lot of times you really haven't done anything wrong. Like something just happened to you, contrast happened. Sometimes we allow it, sometimes we participate in it, but whatever this situation is, whoever this person is, whatever happened here, it's almost like don't blame yourself or judge yourself for the fact that this happened. You know, a lot of times it has everything to do with that other person and nothing to do with you. And yes, sometimes these horrible things that people do or say to us, or the way they treat us, it can affect us for many years. And what happens is we take on what was projected to us by these people, and it becomes part of our internal dialogue and becomes part of like our subconscious. And so what I would recommend for you to kind of clear these blockages, this is something that really helped me draw more money and abundance and resources into my life. I've talked about this many times on the channel, but get out a piece of paper or a notebook and write a letter to this person or to these people. Now, do not send the letter. We don't want to go causing drama or drawing any toxic people back into our life. This letter is just for you. And what you're going to do is write this letter and say your piece to this person. Say what you need to say. Like, write all the comebacks that you thought of later in the middle of the night when you're trying to fall asleep. Oh, I should have said this. I should have done that. Like, get this off your chest, because maybe you never had a chance to tell that person off or to get closure. And closure isn't always something people are going to give to you. And so you need to create that space for yourself and create a healthy place for you to release these emotions. At the end of the letter, you can write something like, I now cut the cords between me and you, that's holding anything that's holding me back in feelings of anger or resentment or shame, anything that's blocking me from connecting with my path or my truth, and so it is. You can also do something almost like the Hawaiian Ho'oponopono, where you write, I'm sorry, I forgive you, thank you, I love you, I am now free, and you are now free. It's basically just like, this is what I call cord cutting. Another way to do this would be to meditate and imagine yourself with this person sitting in front of you, and you speak to them in meditation. And then you can imagine one of your spirit guides or Archangel Michael coming in and cutting the energetic cords between you guys. I've done both of these types of healings. I think together they help. I would recommend only doing this healing maybe once a week. It can be a little bit intense. Drink a lot of water, ground yourself, and just kind of be prepared that this is a very real healing that happens. When you cut cords, it's intense at first, but it's super, super healing afterwards. So the next thing for you, where are you stuck? Open your mind. We kind of already tapped into this, that there might be something that you want to do in this world, or a job or career path you want to go on, or a way that you want to draw abundance into your life. But you might be putting up blocks because your mind is kind of closed to how you can go about this. I personally put off starting a business for so long because I was really intimidated with how do I do taxes? How do I get a business license? And I just thought I can't start until I do that. But I found out that I just kind of started my businesses, and I figured it out as I went along. And once again, we're living in the information era. You can find helpful people online to help with taxes. You can, there's so much you can do. I'm just realizing that so many of the blocks that I had, you don't have to see it that way. I wanted to be a fashion stylist when I was younger, and I thought I would have to go to FITM or Parsons or something, which is something I just wasn't able to do at the time. And so I gave up on it for a little bit, but then I opened my mind and realized, you know what, if I just work really hard at this and I build a really good portfolio that speaks for itself, I don't need to have that schooling. I can educate myself, I can train myself, I can collaborate with others, I can lift myself up that way. And I worked as a fashion stylist for a while. I talk about it a lot on my channel because it's something I'm proud of. It's a goal I achieved in my life, and it was something I did on my own, obviously with other people to help. But I just opened my mind and realized, there's another way I can go about this. So ask yourself, is there another way I can draw this energy into my life? Do I have to is there only really one path to get me there? So let's pull some more cards. How can you master the situation? We're already getting so many tips for you, but let's just pull some direct messages from your guides or from your angels or higher self. How can you master the situation? Well, they're telling you the first thing you need to overcome is apathy. You've just been so exhausted and so tired from this situation and all the chaos around it that you might be kind of jaded and almost bitter and just feel like there's no hope. I've been there many times in my life. I talk to so many of you guys every day who are at that point. Maybe the first thing to realize is that you are apathetic. You are maybe slightly hopeless or frustrated with this. There's definitely a message about, and I guess to continue that thought, tell yourself it's okay to feel like this. Validate yourself and be yeah, I have been burned in this situation. I am tired. It's okay to feel like that. You can actually still make things happen in your life out of that energy. I think so many of us think, I'm going to move forward once I feel better, but you probably won't feel better until you allow yourself to move forward. I always tell people, First you take action, then the support comes. First you take action, then the money comes. First you take action, then the healing comes. So you kind of are being called to take a leap of faith. Because this is a timing thing. It's like you keep putting, maybe you know exactly what you want to do or how you want to draw abundance in your life, or you have an idea of like a new path you want to take with your job or career, but it's just like, oh, it's not the right timing. It's never the right timing. This is a message to you that you need to start some type of project. Like for me, when I was working this tiring job, I'd worked there for 13 years. I thought I was going to die in this job and be stuck there forever. I was really scared. I'd built up, like I'd gotten raises at this job, and I was like, I can't leave this job and start all over and like take a pay cut. Like, what the heck do I do? Well, I just started with a little project. I started writing for free for online fashion magazines. And like that was enough to kind of boost me and give me a purpose. And it was just like, type a couple sentences every day after work, and it just got me going. So you need some type of project. I would not bite off more than you can chew or put too much on your plate right now, but I do feel like a little bit of creativity and feeling like you can move forward a little bit is going to help you. Like another example, I'm trying to work on my website right now, and it's like super overwhelming to me, but I'm just forcing myself to do like an hour a day, just working on it and taking it really, really slow. And I'm already feeling better just knowing I'm moving forward with this thing I've been avoiding for so long. So this is like asking you, what have you been avoiding? Like, can you schedule in to show up for yourself every day and just do like a little bit, despite how tired you are, the headaches, like all the things that are going on? It's just give yourself a project and let this project be your outlet. It'll be fun. It'll be an outlet. It'll also help you move forward. So your last cards are what blessings are for you on the other side of all of this energy. Let's use the Wildwood deck. You guys know it's not a reading with rainbow until we pulled cards from the Wildwood deck. Look, generosity. This is a card about like the universe showering abundance on you. This sometimes is a money card, an opportunity card. This is like you've tapped into your flow of abundance. You've opened the channels, you've cleared the channels. So yeah, you're gonna make it through this. This is gonna be absolutely amazing for you. Keep going, show up for yourself, be present, take it slow. You've got this. Let me know if this resonated with you in the comments below. I'm really interested to hear because this message was so specific. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I will see you next time. Peace out. For those of you guys who choose number 2, let's get started with this spread. We're going to see like what the situation is or what the circumstances are surrounding you first, and those are the cards that you pulled. So, we got some reversals. So we're getting the starling reversed and the crane reversed. Let's start with the starling. Okay, this is the number 33. This has to do with like synchronicity, being aligned with everything, things coming to you, manifestation, feeling connected with your purpose and your gifts. And it's reversed. So it makes me think you might not be feeling so connected with your gifts right now, or you might be holding back in some way. It also might mean that you've been waiting for an opportunity or waiting for something to come to you and it just hasn't. The fact that this card is reversed makes me think that this is kind of an opposite of what this card usually is. The starling is usually about somebody who is sharing their gifts, somebody who is sharing their work, somebody who has come into unity and wholeness, somebody who is bringing people together in meaningful ways, expressing themselves, being group-minded, expanding your ideas, shining bright with like a group of people, connecting with community. So maybe that's a struggle for you right now. Maybe you're feeling very lonely. Maybe this simply just has to do with like making some like-minded friends. Maybe you're having trouble attracting people to help you with like a project or a goal that you have, or you are feeling like, once again, disconnected from the ability to share yourself. And I bet this has a lot to do with what's been going on the last year, if you guys know what I mean. Maybe this has really affected you. And yeah, this is definitely an issue here. Next, we've got the crane, and it's funny because the crane is all about patience. The way that these birds fish is they will stick their legs in the water like this. And I remember observing these birds when I lived in Los Angeles. I used to go to Echo Park Lake a lot, back when it used to be a nicer place. And I would watch the herons or the cranes fish, and it was so cool. They would just kind of stick their feet in the mud and they would just wait patiently, and they would wait for the biggest, juiciest fish. I mean, there would be little fish swimming around, but the heron, they're like, you know what? I want the biggest opportunity. I want the best one. Like, I'm not going to sell myself short here. Like, I'm going to allow myself to really shine. I'm going to really believe anything's possible. That's kind of how the crane is, you know, and then they pop, they grab their fish, they fly away, but they're very patient. This bird also symbolizes long-lasting relationships or marriage. In fact, in some Asian cultures, this bird like really is like the bird of marriage, the bird of union. And so this seems to have a lot to do with community, with friendship, with people. This could even have to do with love. Maybe you're feeling really stuck in a relationship, or like with being single and trying to attract love into your life. So I'm definitely not going to discount that there might be some of you guys where that's the biggest thing on your mind right now. Like, I'm trying to manifest love. Like, I've healed myself. I've worked on self-love. Where's my person? What the heck? You know? Or maybe some of you guys are struggling in a relationship, struggling to maybe leave the relationship. You want to leave it, but you feel stuck or blocked. Something like that. If that doesn't resonate, I'm going to go back to the feeling like disconnected from your community, and feeling like you're kind of hiding like your gifts from the world. So yeah, and it's okay. I know we're kind of roasting you in this reading today, but don't worry, we got some positive messages in here too. So the next thing we're going to do is see, why are you stuck? And I'm pulling cards from my friend, made this deck for me. She's actually lives in Croatia. She's been watching this channel for a while, and she's actually an animal communicator. So she gets messages from pets who've passed to the other side, and even pets who are still here on the planet, pets you're separated from. Incredibly accurate. I'm gonna put her information down below. But she made this deck, and it's just a great deck to see like where you're stuck. Ooh. We got a blank card. Okay, so we got a blank card here. The blank card can mean different things, but to me this means like this is actually something that's hidden, that's very deep down, like a root issue. So you're stuck because unfortunately you're procrastinating, and I know nobody likes to be told that. A lot of times we're aware that we are procrastinating, we just don't know why, because many times we have really good intentions and we really want to move forward. But I think one of the biggest reasons that people procrastinate is because of the unknown. Like, what if you actually did put work into that thing and you became successful at it? I think sometimes we're more afraid of success than we are failure. I think it's that change, it's that shift. We want to avoid it. We know that if we end up putting work into this, that things are going to change. I also think it's just hard work in general. Like I said, I see like you're tired, you're exhausted. Like, this is the feeling kind of impatient, and this energy of feeling disconnected from people. You could also be procrastinating for many reasons, honestly, but anxiety could be one of them. Maybe you're feeling like social anxiety and just like, I don't know how to connect with people anymore. Does anyone feel like that after this situation the past year? So you're like, how am I supposed to go meet people like this? How am I going to draw these people into my life? Or sometimes when we have to put ourselves out there to meet somebody romantically, like that can be difficult too. I can imagine why, like, you would procrastinate on these things. I probably would too. So this is the last message. Like, you're stuck because you've got walls up. These cards have a lot to do with communicating with people, drawing people into your life, or communicating your gifts out into the world. And so, yeah, there's these walls that you have. Yeah, I definitely sense that this is a huge blockage. So now we're going to get you some good advice here. How to master the situation. And we're going to get some straight up clear messages from this deck here. Okay, how can you master the situation? So the truth is, all this chaos that's been going around was very, very unexpected. Very, very unexpected. And that might be why it's kind of like just completely put you off. You might be completely off your routine, like waiting for things to go back to normal, but who knows if and when that's going to happen. So there's this message that, like, despite the chaos, well, first of all, be kind to yourself. It's okay if you got kind of off the path a little bit, or if you've been procrastinating, like you're just trying to cope with this freaking trauma, you know? What else? You know, it's a normal reaction to abnormal events. So your message, it's actually quite simple. Sometimes the solution is a lot simpler than you think. Play together. Keep it simple. Have fun. You know, you can discover more of your talents and gifts or bring them out into the world, like through connection with other people. This might also be telling you to approach relationships playfully, like especially if it's a romantic relationship. Sometimes in the beginning of a connection, like our freaking attachment issues start coming out, and like our abandonment and rejection traumas start showing up, and we start just acting weird. It's happened to me. And we end up just putting maybe a weird side of ourselves forward, or like projecting stuff onto people, pushing people away. Maybe, you know, that's where the shyness comes from, or the fear of connecting comes from. And so this is telling you, approach relationships playfully. Approach relationships playfully. Allow yourself to have fun. This doesn't have to be a chore. Take this path naturally. What's some more advice for you on how you can get out of this situation? Self-care. Maybe you're just feeling really self-conscious because you let this side of yourself go. Now, self-care isn't always aesthetic stuff, but I feel like in this situation it might be, because we're talking about you sharing your talents and gifts with the world. Maybe that's going to require you to like get out in the world more, let people see you, or maybe like posting your stuff on social media, and like people are going to want to see you. So this might also be, you know, when you're connecting with new people, or when you're dating, like if you're not feeling confident in your appearance or how you're putting yourself forward, like it can really sabotage you. So you would be surprised what just a little bit of time in the sunshine, some hydration, a little bit of exercise, eat those greens, and knowing what colors look the most flattering on you, like what all that can do for you. So I'm going to tell you guys about a website. It's free. I'm not associated with them. It's just something that's really helped me. It's called colorwise.me. So COLORWISE, color, and then wise.me. And it's this website where you can upload a picture of yourself, and then you can select your eye color, your hair color, your skin color, and it generates a color palette, like what colors will look the most flattering on you. And it's changed my life. Like, I am glowing because I'm wearing my colors. I'm using color to connect with myself, to shine my feminine side forward, and it's just been so fun. I think rules are made to be broken, so wear whatever colors you want and you feel best in, but if you, like, you know, you don't need to, like, do anything crazy. You don't need to, like, do beauty standards or whatever. Like show up for yourself, love and honor yourself and your body and how you look for how it is. But there's also such thing as self-care and putting your best foot forward. So don't just give up and be like it's hopeless. I remember there was a point where I felt like it was hopeless. I've had like pretty low self-esteem for most of my life, and I was working this job where I was like a swim teacher. I was in the pool all the time, and it's like sometimes I'd like just feel like when I came home all gross and just my hair was nasty, I'd look in the mirror and just be like, there's no hope. And like there was times I kind of just like let myself go, and like sometimes just, you know, brushing your hair, putting on some moisturizer, wearing a cool color, and, you know, like I said, sunshine, give your skin a little glow, it can just go so far. So the whole point is take good care of yourself. This is also mental health as well, but for some reason I'm just getting this vibe like you've been feeling self-conscious. Maybe the past year has really changed your body or your aesthetic, and you know, you need to learn to honor where you're at now and to celebrate that. Don't tell yourself like, once I go back to how I was, or once I lose the weight, or once I gain the weight, or once I get the boob job, or once I change my hair, or whatever, I will feel like I can be real and show up and let people see me. Like, let people see you now. Like, there's a lot you can do to put your best foot forward and shine your beauty out there in the world. And I really believe in using colors to do that. I think the best color, like no makeup or anything like that, like just wear a color that looks beautiful on you and you'll be glowing. And colors communicate so many messages and have healing qualities. And when you look in the mirror and you see yourself in a beautiful, positive color, it's amazing. So yeah, I'm going on a tangent because you guys know I love style, fashion, all that stuff, but these are some tips for you. So blessings, what are your blessings on the other side of this situation to wrap up this message? Oh, that's good. Well, what I'm seeing for you, all these reversals, this is a horrible card, but it's good because you got it reversed. This is a card where like these people are like really stuck in lack mentality. They like are jobless. They're needing to ask people for help. Like they're really going through a hard time, like financially, emotionally. Now this is reversed. This might be saying like, as you move forward out of this energy, like you're going to be receiving so much. You're going to be connected with people who can help. Also, this over here is blessings on the other side. This is usually a card that's about like toxic people, toxic family, toxic work environment, toxic friends. It seems like you're really going to be connecting with your soul family soon. That's been a challenge. Like that's what this whole message is about. But it seems like stepping in that direction is gonna, like, some people could leave your life, or you could receive healing from the past. You know, maybe you're afraid to make new friends or connect with others because you were burned, and I just see a huge healing in that area. And anyone who's not really for you, anyone who's against you or trying to hurt you, I see that energy leaving. This is also, like in the future, being able to connect with people again, celebrate with people again. That might be something you're just really missing, and I see that that is something you're going to be able to indulge in again. It might also be saying that other people will be celebrating you and lifting you up. Beautiful. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Did you pull cards for yourself along with me? What did you get? And I will see you next time. Peace out. For those of you guys who choose number 3, let's get into this spread. The cards that you chose are like, what is the circumstance in your life? Like, what's going on? What's the situation? And then we'll pull cards for the rest. So let's see what you got. You got the swan and the peacock. Oh my gosh, it's so funny because I was just kind of talking a little bit about this vibe in the last reading, but here we are. So there's something that both of these cards have in common, and that is the message of confidence and beauty. In particular, the peacock is all about allowing yourself to like wear amazing clothing, style yourself up, feel confident. Like, it has to do with radiating your outer beauty. I actually want to read you part of this card because this is my favorite card in the whole deck and it's so legit. I am Peacock, the glory of multifaceted expression. I am everything that shimmers. I am all that radiates. I am divinity manifest in physical form. I am the reflection of inner grace on the outside. I am the mirror of everything magnificent. You need to accept and own your body, for it is a mirror of the soul. To be aware of spirit is essential, but not to the exclusion of physicality. We take our forms for a reason, to express our uniqueness in the world. Vanity is no sin, but a deep appreciation of our creation when grounded in a healthy love of self. Break out the colors, fluff the feathers, don your finest threads. I have come to teach you how to flaunt with grace, emanating a true beauty from every facet of your being. So yeah, this is a card that's like, it's time for you to own and accept your body and your beauty. Now some of you guys, it might just be kind of your aesthetic that you're very simple. Like maybe you don't do makeup and you let your hair air dry and you just kind of dress simply. That's cool. Maybe there's some of you guys who are more masculine presenting or more masculine on the spectrum of gender, and like you're just kind of like chill with it, and like you have like a different vibe going on. This isn't telling you that you have to like go wear some frilly dress or like wear a suit or something and like slick your hair back or whatever. It's a message that you need to present yourself in a way that feels comfortable for you. You need to pay attention to this side. Have you given up on yourself aesthetically? Because sometimes we just throw on the old clothes and we just like barely look in the mirror and we just run out the door because we feel like, I'm not one of those beautiful people. I'm not one of those attractive people. What's the point? Or maybe it's like you just don't know how, or you're kind of lazy. I hear that in the comments below sometimes when people are like commenting on my makeup tutorials. They're like, oh, I'm just too lazy. That's fine. There's a lazy way to spruce yourself up. So this isn't about beauty standards, okay? This isn't about that. But regardless, like, this is just about you expressing yourself and taking care of yourself and owning it. There also might be some of you guys here who really feel like you've let your health go and it's like showing on your body and like you're just like miserable because of that. And this is self-love to the extent to where you can own your body where you are now, and you can be confident in yourself, and you can, body positive and all that, but it's also not making excuses that I don't have time, or I can't improve myself, or I can't love myself in that way to exercise and eat healthy and live a more healthy or conscious lifestyle. So this is about, maybe this is the struggle that you have gotten neglectful over your body. And I think this is you guys unpopular opinion here, but I think there's some people who hide behind the body positive movement because sometimes it allows you to ironically not take care of yourself. It allows you to say, you know what, I'm just going to accept myself how I am, and that's me. And that's great, but we need to show ourselves love by being conscious of balance, by taking good care of ourselves, by taking good care of our vessel. So this is not a message meant to guilt trip you or shame you. It's just, you might be having thoughts coming up in your mind right now. You might know what it is you need to do to take care of your body, but we put it off and we find excuses and we hide behind these movements and stuff, Now, on the other hand, this movement is amazing because it does allow you to see other people showing up authentically and beautifying themselves in whatever way feels natural to them, and, not hiding because they don't look like society's ideal standards or whatever. So the peacock is telling you, you deserve and you're worthy of being beautiful just as you are, and you have the ability to take good care of yourself and to make that a priority in your life. And this might be a season where you feel like you want to shine. And so this card almost gives you permission to go on that shopping spree, or to get that haircut, or to try that new thing, or to really focus on your health right now. And I also think the swan kind of reminds me of like the ugly duckling or whatever that becomes the swan. You might feel like the ugly duckling, but you're actually the swan. So I think the challenge, this is also about, this card has a lot to do with like poetry, art, and beauty. Something the deck says is, let the music play, allow the books to pile up, savor each brushstroke of your next fantastic whim. That makes me think that this situation or challenge could be that you could be feeling disconnected from your creativity. Maybe you're burned out creatively, or what you've been doing creatively isn't really fulfilling you anymore and you want like a new project. So these are the challenges here, you know, feeling burnt out creatively or feeling called to do something new creatively, but you're just not sure, you're not connected with that yet. And then maybe also struggling with feeling worthy to present yourself aesthetically and you know, really make yourself amazing, or be like, look at me world, here I am. Take cool photos of yourself or post them, or like wear a risky outfit or something. Maybe you're, like I said, struggling with taking care of yourself, allowing yourself to become the peacock. So let's see why exactly you're stuck, okay? So this is a deck that a member of the Rainbow Fam made me. I actually met her when I was in Croatia. Her name is Nives, and this is a great deck for like, where are you stuck? It just straight up tells you. It's so accurate. So if you're ready for this hard hitter, let's do it. By the way, Nives is an animal communicator. She does messages from animals who pass to the other side, even animals that are still on this planet now or that you're separated from. I'll put her information below. So where are you stuck? Yeah, I think we kind of already tapped into it a little bit, but this says change your patterns. I see this a lot. Like, to me, patterns makes me think of habits. So this could be habits where you're dulling your sparkle. So when you're going out into the world and you're presenting yourself, maybe you're just like running a brush through your hair and like splashing water on your face, and you're just like, this is me, you know? And that's great. Own yourself. You don't need all the things, and maybe it's not your style, but this is telling you, pay a little bit more attention to yourself. Like sometimes just like a little pair of earrings or something. These are angelite. They have like a really great vibe to them. Like, these make me feel so pretty. Maybe you're someone, like I said, who wants to be like more masculine presenting. Well, get your hair cut often, or like style it up, or, you know, invest in that nice pair of shoes, or figure out what colors look best on you, or accessorize a little bit. Like, this is saying, this card has a lot to do with, honestly, fashion and how you're presenting yourself to the world. For those of you guys who've been neglecting your health, it might be like, look at your habits. I have this habit of eating in front of the TV. Like, I don't know how many of you guys have that, but it's been something I've been trying to break. I really enjoy it, so I allow myself to do it sometimes, but like, if I'm not careful, I just get carried away, and it's not healthy, you know, to binge or overeat. So like, I've been working on that, you know, be real with yourself. Don't be hard on yourself, but there could be some habits you need to change. Like, when was the last time you stretched? Like, for real, if you have pain in your body and you're not stretching, I'm not a doctor, but that might literally just be why you have pain. Like, just stretch. Stretch every day. At the very least, stretch out your body a little bit. Attend to your body. Like, you don't get so carried away in the clouds that you're not realizing you're a physical body. Like, you can heal your body. You can heal your life. Listen to your body. Give yourself time to be in your body and listen to it and give it what it needs. So change your habits around that. It's easy to just say change your habits, but I find that an easy way to change a habit is to attach one habit to another habit. For instance, I really wanted to incorporate affirmations into my day, and I kept doing it for a while, and then I would kind of get off, and I would forget about it. But now I do them when I'm stretching in the morning after my workout. I do my affirmations then, because I'm already stretching, might as well just do it at the same time. So you see if you can attach a habit to another habit, and like, that can help. The next thing, where are you stuck? Let go of limiting beliefs. Yeah, you might have limiting beliefs. You might be like, oh, because of genetics, that my body's just this way. Or you might be thinking, oh, I'm not, like I said, I'm not one of the pretty people. I can never pull that off, that look off. Or, you know, I'm not going to invest in like a haircut or taking good care of myself because I just can't afford it. But meanwhile, you're spending money on all this other random shit. So it's like, there could be some beliefs you have that are like holding you back. And like, a lot of times these beliefs are either one, excuses, or two, it's actually things people have told to you or things you picked up from society that aren't even your real beliefs. It's just something you've been programmed into. And so this is maybe spend some time writing out what's going on inside, examining it, finding out what your truth really is. That can help. So let's lift you up a little bit. How can you exactly master this situation? We've pulled some cards and got you some tips a little bit on that already, but we're going to ask for a specific message from this deck. How can you master this situation? The first one is support. So you might need support in order to make some of these changes, or maybe you need help. Like, I don't know, something that, this is really random, but it's something aesthetic, reminds me of the peacock. My eyebrows were like kind of crazy for a while and doing weird things. I just felt like I could never get them right. And so I found this woman who was like doing microblading, and I was like, you know what, that would be so great. That would like really help me feel more confident. And so I reached out to her, and she supported me and helped me figure out my cray-cray eyebrows. And now I feel so much better. So this might be like, reach out for support. Maybe you don't really know what you're doing in the aesthetic department. Maybe you don't know what colors are best on you, or maybe you want some type of change. Maybe this is for like a health or fitness transformation. Maybe you're someone who's severely underweight and you're like, I need support on I don't know how to gain this weight. It could be perhaps you're, very unhealthy, overweight, and this could be like looking for support for that, support groups. I love watching videos on YouTube from other women giving like health tips, beauty tips, feeling confident type of tips, all this peacock stuff. That's another way to reach out for support. We got to remember that this card over here had something to do with feeling like you can just relax, enjoy life, let the books pile up, listen to good music, like really feel like you can just enjoy, be comfortable in your own skin. You might need maybe some support to help you feel creative. Perhaps there's like a podcast of some type of creative or artist that really inspires you. Something that supports me is I love to make vision boards on Pinterest. I've told you guys about this. I'm like one of those Pinterest ladies. Oh, what has my life become? I'm just kidding. But that's something that supports me to create, because anytime I'm stuck, I can like go look at my inspiration and just feel supported. Like, okay, like let's move forward. So support is definitely something that they're saying, like, that's how you can master the situation. I guess they're telling that it's being acknowledged that you could be someone who's a little bit more introverted. I don't know if everyone who's here is going to resonate with that. So this might be difficult for you to reach out for support. But they're saying like, you've got to want it. You've got to want to look good. You've got to want to be at your best. Like if you want that, you got to really want the health. You've got to really that's got to be a desire. Don't just do it because I'm telling you or other people are telling you. Like you've got to find that motivation inside of you. They're also saying try manifesting. Like this, I guess this message has a lot to do with health, beauty, appearance, aesthetics. And this is something I've actually tried. I've manifested that I would be motivated to stay dedicated to my health. I've manifested that I would be able, like it's like a goal that I would, eat a healthy breakfast every morning, or that I would stick to my exercise routine, or that I would get outside and get more nature. I've even manifested that I would be able to like get my hair dyed or do something like that because it's like an extra expense. So you can use a law of attraction and you can use manifestation in order to help you with these goals. Just remember, like, watch my Manifest With Me series on my channel, because manifesting isn't just like a genie in a bottle and you make a wish and it comes true. You got to take action too. But this could be something you consciously work on. I think they're also saying this has a lot to do with your sense of belonging. When we don't feel confident in our bodies, when we don't feel like we look good, when we don't feel creatively inspired, we don't feel like we really belong here. We don't feel like we belong anywhere. We feel like an outcast, or we make ourselves into an outcast. So that's why they're saying like this is going to help you a lot with your sense of belonging, and it's important. So what blessings are for you on the other side here? Let's lift you up. You guys, this is a deep reading today, right? Okay, so what blessings are on the other side for you? To me, this makes me think of like feeling yourself. Like you hit the target, you hit the mark on point. Like feeling like yourself. you know, feeling like, yes, this is me, feeling confident in your own skin for sure. Maybe you're going to have the ability to make decisions better. I think when you feel good about yourself and when you're feeling inspired, like it's a lot easier to know what you want and be clear about it and be able to make decisions instead of like feeling wishy-washy, indecisive, putting things off. It's like, in a funny way, this is going to help in so many other areas of your life. This is also a rebirth energy. Like, I do kind of think of almost like the snake that's shedding its skin, like a transformation type of energy. I kind of feel like what's going on here is you've gone through so many transformations on the inside that it wants to manifest on the outside. As within, so without. As above, so below. Like, you're ready to shine. You might be ready to go through a physical transformation, or should I say a glow up. You know, I want you to know you don't need to change yourself. I just want to make it clear you don't need to change yourself. You should love yourself as you are. But sometimes as part of self-love, we need to take good care of ourselves. You know, that's part of it. Oh, look at that. So weird. This card flew out. Did you see that? Creativity. So we talked about that. This is like the roots here, feeling rooted, feeling like you have this never-ending source of creativity, and like the words are just flowing out of the page, or you're feeling inspired. And then this is focus and loyalty, like being able to stay focused with your goals and staying loyal to yourself. Isn't it so strange how this all kind of goes together? This is actually extremely important here. So let me know what you think in the comments below, because this was such a unique message, you guys. I hope it resonates with you, and I will see you next time. Peace out. For those of you guys who choose number 4, let's go ahead and get your message about like the situation you feel stuck in. The card that you pulled is like, what is the situation, or what are the circumstances surrounding you? And then we'll pull cards for the rest of the spread. So your card is the Kingfisher reversed. So I'm going to turn this card over so you can see it, but we definitely pulled it reversed. So upright, the Kingfisher is about retrieving the past. It's about diving down into the deep and retrieving the gems of wisdom. This is about being able to look at your past and like almost see it in a new context. It has a lot to do with healing or shadow work, and shining a light on these things, being able to find closure, being able to be present here and now, overcoming potentially trauma, abandonment or rejection, anxiety, things like that. So getting this card reversed, I'll be honest, this is kind of a hard message to hear. This is a message you might be avoiding the past. You might be ignoring how it's affecting you now. Or maybe unwilling to move on from the past. Maybe one of those or all three. So, you know, not being able to release something, maybe staying in victim mode. And I just want to be clear. I really feel like in order to become a survivor, you must first allow yourself to become a victim. And being in the victim consciousness can be very empowering for a time being. But sometimes we can start using what happened to us as an excuse to not live a beautiful, abundant life. You know, and so this is a message you could be hanging on to something from the past, or you're having trouble moving on from it, or perhaps you're kind of numb and disconnected from it. I think some people just aren't aware of like the habits and patterns that they have and like how the past affects that. Now, I know a lot of you guys who watch this channel are super woke and like, you know, so this isn't trying to roast you. It just, there's a blockage here, okay? And that's okay. We all got them. So now we're going to look into why you're stuck. And I'm excited because I'm using this deck, and this was made from a member of the Rainbow Fam. Her name is Nives, and she's actually an animal communicator. So she does gets messages from pets who've crossed to the other side, or even pets that are still here on this earth, or maybe animals you've been separated from, or something like that. I'll drop her information below. But she made this deck for me, and it's all about like this deck just straight up shows you where you're stuck. So let's see what you're getting. Where are you stuck? Or why are you stuck? Wah, wah. Deal with depression. I've been here. Actually, I'm probably here right now. Be honest with you guys. So the first thing is you got to deal with depression. This is where you're stuck. You're not dealing with your depression. I personally, whenever I'm depressed, and I've been diagnosed with chronic depression, I know I seem all like a rainbow harmony, but the truth is sometimes the people with the biggest smiles are the most depressed. So I've dealt with this, dealing with this, and at least I'm trying to deal with it. And I am so in denial about it sometimes. Like, I'm so good at just pretending it's not there that I won't deal with it until like it really gets bad. And I think a lot of people who have depression or who are going through that, like life has to go on. We have to go to work, or we have to make things happen. And so sometimes we don't really give ourselves the time to process this. Something that Infinite Waters or Ralph Smart here on YouTube says is that depression or depressed simply means deep rest. And I love that quote. You know, you might be at this point because of what's happened in the past and all the trauma that you just need rest. Maybe that's what this depression is about. And so this is like the first step for you. This is where you're stuck. Maybe it's been difficult for you to deal with your depression. The next one is hard. It says, are you resisting change? Now, this is a very natural thing, you know, back in like the cave people days or whatever, like we had these fear mechanisms because we would face like a freaking bear or like wolves or like we just like all these natural freaking avalanches and random stuff happening. And I think our brain still has some of this programming, just from being human, that we want to stay with what's the most comfortable. We want to stay safe. So our brain starts setting off all these alarms that when we try to make changes, that it's not safe, that we need to stay with what's normal. We have to push past our fear responses. And so this is a message that, you know, maybe you're feeling sucked into fear or you're resisting change. So I'm done roasting you now. Let's go ahead and ask, how can you master this situation, okay? So we're going to get a very direct message from this deck. How can you master this situation? You know, you've been maybe a little depressed, resisting change, you know, feeling like a victim to the past, or perhaps feeling kind of numb and disconnected from the past. Oh, that's funny. This is interesting. Well, I think that the answer 100% is to ground yourself in the present, but sometimes it can be really healing to work on planning your future or create a positive vision of your future, like in order to heal the past. This is something I work with my clients on a lot. In my life coaching sessions, a lot of times we work on creating a vision board of like what it is you do desire for your life. And we kind of compare that to where you're at now or where you've been. And we like make an action plan to make it happen. And like we do it in like really real step-by-step ways. And it's so amazing watching people go through that transformation. Even just the very act of creating the vision board is healing, because you allow yourself to think of possibilities. You allow yourself to believe that you can transcend what you've been through. And it can just be such a beautiful healing. And so this is saying like, this is how perhaps you can start healing from this energy, is to start projecting positivity into your future. We always want to bring the past forward. A lot of our biggest fears come from like the fear that the past is going to repeat itself again. And yes, we've been through contrast in our life, and it's possible we'll go through contrast again. But you've got to believe that you've learned from what's happened, that some of probably what's happened was it's just contrast. It affected you, but it might not have been your fault. And I definitely, you know, to be able to look at the future and see the possibilities and see your strength and see the path that you can overcome this is going to be so helpful for you. This is also being aware that you probably have trauma. And trauma can be caused by so many things, you know, physical things like car accidents, breakups, losing a job, somebody passing away, major life changes. And it might just be that you need help working through your trauma. And I would recommend professional help, you know, a licensed therapist or counselor. Us tarot readers are great, but sometimes you got to bring in the big guns, and it's, don't ever just rely on one thing or one person to help you when it comes to your mental health or your healing. You might want to work with a professional. It also might be that it's time for you to do some writing. Start writing in a journal. Like for me, a huge process to understand my trauma was writing. I filled up multiple notebooks, writing down memories of things that had happened to me and what I've been through, kind of understanding it. it just helped me release it and tell my story. Sometimes we just need validation. Sometimes we feel like no one believes us or we haven't been heard. So I highly recommend finding online forums or Instagram accounts or Facebook groups where people are talking about their traumas or like what's happened. And there's going to be crazy people and toxic people no matter where you go. So just be aware. Sometimes those groups definitely have some, frustrating people in them because we're all, trying to heal and stuff. But I still think it's worth it because you get to tell your story. You get to listen to other people. You can even join the group sometime anonymously. I know a lot of people go on Reddit to share stuff and receive support. So that's actually been something that's been really healing for me, is like online support groups, talking to other survivors of abuse and people who've been through similar traumas, just to feel like I'm not alone and have someone say me too or I believe you is so empowering. So how else can you get unstuck? Yeah, this is saying, to take ownership in your life, to lead, to take the lead in your life. I really feel like they want you to start creating your future. Like maybe all of this has taken you so down that you haven't even been able to like make a plan and you're just kind of like winging your life. And look, I'm an Aquarius, I'm spontaneous, I love to just wing it, but it's important to have a positive vision of your future. It doesn't have to be completely filled in. Just have a couple bullet points, goals, things you want to accomplish, and just start hacking away at it. It's funny because there's this study that was done. There's this book called The Happiness Project. And this woman was working with scientists and researchers and trying projects and experiments herself all about what makes people the happiest. And by the end of the book, the conclusion was that people are the happiest when they're working towards a goal or working towards a project. So in essence, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And so just the very act of you connecting with your goals or your ideas or your dreams for the future and just kind of working towards that is going to be so empowering for you. I feel like that's one of the biggest messages of my channel. Like, I really want everyone to connect with their dreams and with their goals. I remember a time in my life where I just felt like I was living Groundhog Day, the same day over and over again. It was going to work, coming home, fast food, video games or TV, hanging out with my significant other, going to the bar or going out with friends. And that was just it. My life just felt like I was just on this hamster wheel. And it was because I didn't have a sense of purpose. I didn't have goals. And once I connected with that, I did feel so much happier and more invigorated, and it's taken me to amazing places. So that's what the surprising card is all about. It's telling you that you could just be surprised, like when you connect with your future, you could be surprised, what you discover, or what you find out about yourself, or perhaps how easy this path really is to get on. So the final thing we're going to pull for you is what blessings are on the other side of this for you. We just want to lift you up today. So blessings on the other side. I don't know why I said we just want to lift you up. Maybe I feel like I'm Abraham Hicks, channeling a collective consciousness or something. I'm just kidding. Okay. Okay, blessings on the other side. This is interesting because this has to do with the relationship. This is the green woman. She's bringing these two people together. This pot here represents magic and passion and nurturing, and it's almost like you coming together with someone. So this could be for those of you guys who are single, saying that this has a lot to do with you clearing energy so that you can open yourself to receive love and manifest a partnership in your life, a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a partner or something like that into your life. So that's very, very positive. For those of you guys who are in a relationship or married or something, this could be talking about a closer union, because sometimes trauma and pain and suffering and stuff like that can separate us from others. And so this is almost like you come to union with yourself and you come to union with your significant other. I like this card. This is the Woodward. The whole message of this deck is that it's like this parable or this story of the journey through the woods. And this is a person who's made it out on the other side, and they're wise and they're strong. they've been through a lot, they've seen it all, but there's opportunities surrounding them. So this might be like telling you, don't worry, you're going to make it out of this. You're not going to be stuck here forever. This is also being connected with community or soul family on the other side of this situation. And then also feeling like your ability to just take whatever life throws at you so much better. Like, I do feel like there's a huge perception shift coming for you in the midst of this that's going to really empower you to feel a lot safer with your life, feeling a lot more protected, feeling like you can handle what life throws your way, the ability to go with the flow. So I hope that this message resonates with you. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm really interested to hear, because this is like a really unique message. Did it resonate with you? Did you pull cards along with me? What did you get? Let me know, and I will see you next time. Peace out.